Hey guys, it's the Casual Canuck, coming back again with some more Pokemon and Nintendo related news and gameplay. So today, the Pokemon Company dropped out of nowhere a new trailer for the games, and it is starting to look a lot better, wedding cakes and all. So our past leak that we've had seems to be coming true day in and day out. From the Dynamax system to the Gigantamax system to the gym leaders, everything so far on that list has proven to be true. And that has me very excited for the possibility of this far-fetched evolution and possibly these armored power evolutions or something similar like Mega Evolution. I'm not too sure how that's going to work, but we'll see. But anyways, it starts off with them showcasing the new Pokemon. They introduced 4 new Pokemon, if you call it 4. A lot of us knew about Yamper. But it starts off with Alchemy, and I will say Alchemy. I think it's a twist on Alchemy, maybe? Or Creamy. Then we get Yamper, then we get Roly-Coly, and then we get Duraludon, or Duraludon. It could be like a mix of durable and then, I don't know, an udon noodle. But we get all 4 of those shown off to us, as well as their abilities. We'll go over this shortly. I have a list here. Then they introduce us to some new characters. The Chairman Rose. He just looks like your standard, and he looks like a bad guy to me, honestly, on his gray suit and his weird haircut. And then he's got his secretary, which is Oleana, and she also looks like she just could be a super passive-aggressive, we're past 2 minutes, passive-aggressive bitch type person. But it looks good. And then we get an introduction to a couple new gym leaders. So we have Bay, or Bia. She's the fighting type gym leader, and I believe this is now our 3rd female fighting type gym trainer in total. I like her design. It's pretty solid. And then we have Alistair, the ghost type. And Alistair, he looks pretty good. And it also confirmed, we have a confirmation here of Mimikyu now in the game, which is also cool. Then they go over Gigantamaxing and how there's different form changes and different moves, and we'll go over that again in a second. But that looks pretty cool. The only problem being with this, we'll go over that in a minute. It's okay, fine. So now I just want to start off with, firstly, the music in all of these trailers is hype. I actually like the music that they're using just to promote everything. It's really cool. I'm a big fan of it. So I want to start off with going through just all the Pokemon that they showed off. So starting down here, we have Alchemy, and it's the cream type Pokemon, and its ability is Sweet Veil, which we already know what that is, no big deal. And then we go into Yamper, and Yamper, this is where it gets a little bit exciting. We have a new ability, completely new, and it's called Ball Fetch. Is a new ability introduced in these titles, and it will come into play when you throw a Pokeball at a wild Pokemon but fail to catch it. As long as Yamper isn't holding an item, it will go fetch the first Pokeball that failed to catch a Pokemon, regardless of what type of Pokeball it is. Ooh. Okay, so this I think this will be useful early game. I'm assuming this guy can be found very early on, and it will help just conserving some money just in the early games. Later on, most of your Pokemon are going to have held items to begin with, and you're going to be swimming in money. You're not really going to need Pokeballs. So after that, we have... I am so unprepared for all of this. We have Roly-Coly. Now, Roly-Coly also is another guy with a totally new ability, just exclusive to this generation, and it is called Steam Engine. And also he has Heat Proof. I'm assuming this Steam Engine might be its hidden ability. I'm not too sure. But the Steam Engine is a new ability introduced in these titles. A Pokemon with this ability will get a speed stat boost if it's hit with a fire or water type move during battle. So I think it's just going to be kind of situational. I don't really see it taking you too far in the game. The AI is going to play how the AI is going to play. But I guess if you go online and somebody is, they're not really paying attention. You're a rock type Pokemon. Obviously, you're weak to water type moves. They shoot you with that, and boom, you get a little bit of a speed boost, which is that's pretty nice. And then as we continue on, we go down here to our big old pal Duraludin, Durable Udon Noodle, and he kind of just looks like a very spiky, large refrigerator. Doesn't have any new abilities. However, he does have a very peculiar typing. He is the first non-legendary Pokemon to carry the Steel Dragon typing. And the only other Pokemon before this to pull that off was Dialga, which is kind of cool. I'm alright with that. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, having new typings is really interesting. And Impidimp is actually going to be its own new typing, which was Fairy and Dark, I believe it was. Or that might be a video I have prepared coming out later. So we have all that, and then we have actually some version exclusives that have popped up. So for Pokemon Sword, for example, there's 2 confirmed evolutionary lines that are exclusive. You have the Dino line and the Jangmo-O line, and as well as now Gym exclusive, which in the Sword version, you get Bea. And down here in Pokemon Shield, the version exclusives would be the Larvitar family and the Goomy family, and the exclusive gym leader would be Alistair, the Ghost type. Which is, it's cool that they're doing this. I don't think this is the first game to do this. I believe Black and White had version exclusive gym leaders. I'm really hoping that it's more than just 1, maybe 2 or 3, which is enough variety for maybe edging people to go into another game without them having to do a full set list of new Pokemon for each trainer. So that was most of the information, but in the Gigantamax section of the Pokemon.com website, if you look a little bit closer, you'll see that they have G-Max moves. And what's really interesting about this, if we look over here at Dreadnought, he has his G-Max Stone Surge. Water-type moves used by Gigantamax Dreadnought will change to G-Max Stone Surge. G-Max Stone Surge doesn't just deal damage to an opponent. It will scatter sharp rocks around the opponent and cause Pokemon entering the battlefield to take damage. So that's kind of a big deal. That is literally a free Stealth Rocks right away, which that's cool. That could be a little bit broken moving forward. I'm not too sure. Once again, that's Stealth Rocks is kind of a really big part of the metagame. And then down here with Corviknight, he has G-Max Wind Rage. By the way, all of the titles of their moves are incredibly edgy. Flying moves used by a Gigantamax Corviknight will change to G-Max Wind Rage. G-Max Wind Rage deals damage to an opponent, but that's not all. It will also remove any effect moves like Reflect, Light Screen, Spikes, and Electric Terrain that the opponents may have. So it's defog. So they seem to have their own sort of secondary usage to all the moves, and that's really cool. That has a whole different set. I love it. And then down here with Mr. Wedding Cake Boy Alchemy, Fairy-type moves used by Gigantamax Alchemy will change to G-Max Finale. G-Max Finale will heal all Pokemon on Alchemy's side while dealing damage to an opponent. Now, at first glance, that sounds broken as all hell, but I have a feeling it's going to be a percentage base, maybe 10%, maybe 15% sort of thing. I don't think this is going to be like a free recover to your team, a free wish to your team. I think it's going to be very small. The only problem with these Gigantamax forms is the way that Game Freak is moving forward now. They seem to be taking out mechanics from each game. So what's going to happen in Generation 9 when you have Dreadnought here and all of a sudden his new form is no longer available? Or, Alchemy, is his new form going to be available? Or are they just going to make it where it's a new evolution moving forward? We don't know yet. And I'm cautious about this moving forward, seeing how Game Freak is going to handle these specific forms. Or maybe they're just going to treat it like Mega Evolution, and it's just a one and done, and that's all there is to that. Anyways, that's it for today. From what I've seen so far from the first trailer that they've shown us to this trailer, I'm still very hopeful with how everything's turning out. They're slowly rolling out new mechanics for us. They're showing us some cool new designs. They're giving us all sorts of different options. They're giving us some cool version exclusives. Despite them taking stuff out of the game, it looks like they might be putting effort into putting stuff back into it. I don't want to jump the gun just yet, but that's what it feels like. I'm cautiously optimistic, and I hope you guys are too. And that's it for me today. Thank you for watching, and if you liked what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have anything to add, send it down in the comments below. And as usual, have yourselves a Canucking good time. Bye now.